I'm Kai from Flamenco Explained, and I've had sextuplets on the mind lately. For some reason, it just keeps coming up with students and people asking me questions. So I thought I would do a video on how to do them and how to practice them, right? So we're going to look a little bit at the actual technique of how do you play a sextuplet, and then we're going to look at some ways to practice it to really get it into your hands. If you want to go more in depth on arpeggios or any technique in flamenco, check out flamencoexplained.com. We have hundreds of videos on every technique, just about every palo, tons of stuff on compás, really every aspect of flamenco, including all the techniques. A sextuplet is when you play 6 notes within a beat, right? I think the best way to think about them is as 2 triplets, right? Ta-ka-ta, ta-ka-ta. I think this helps you understand what the sextuplet is, and it helps you with the technique, right? So that if you're doing as your beat, right? 1, 2, 3. I think it's super helpful to think 1 and, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A lot of times one of the fingers gets lost somewhere in there for whatever reason. But when you think of it in terms of 1 and, suddenly it focuses the hand, I think. I mean, this is just something I've experienced with a lot of students, that just this mindset of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, right? Just thinking about the boom, bam, ta-ka-ta, ta-ka-ta is super helpful. In the right hand, you know, most of the time, a sextuplet is P-I-M-A-M-I, right? And it can be on 4 adjacent strings, or also very often the thumb will be, you know, not on an adjacent string. So thumb on the 5th string, arpeggio on the top 3 strings, thumb on the 6th string, right? All kinds of variation. But basically P-I-M-A-M-I is the, you know, the basic sextuplet. So the first thing I would do if you're not super comfortable with these is just get used to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I like a plant when I start this arpeggio. So if I'm going to do a sextuplet, all 4 fingers are going to be down, right? And then I'm going to play my bass note with a rest stroke, and then I am A, and I'm not replanting, right? I was planted, and now I'm just coming back with what we call sequential planting, which basically when I play the ring finger, I set up the middle finger. When I play the middle finger, I set up the index, and then I finish the sextuplet, so it's, right? Once you've done this 1 and, right, done this a lot of times, like a lot of things, what you're going to want to do is just really relax and get that, right? Sort of a single motion, faster version of that. And very often the key to this is just really training the hand to do it correctly and then relaxing when you're actually trying to do these. So I'm going to assume that you've taken some time. You're comfortable with these, right? How do we practice them? Most of the time, we're going to look at Soleá, right? Because they're used a lot in Soleá. And the good news is we're just going to do 1 at a time. We're not going to try to string a bunch of sextuplets together, but rather we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For example, and we'll look at another variation in a minute. So if you've ever played this, right? I'm going to assume you've played this before if you're here, you know, trying to work on your sextuplets in a flamenco context. All we're doing really is changing the first beat. Instead of doing 1 E and a 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, we're doing 1, 2, 3, right? That's it. Just that first beat, and then the downbeat of 3 again. And now, very common to do 7, 8, and then another sextuplet, 9, 10. Right? So all we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? That's the first one I would do, and I would spend a good amount of time on that until it just feels relaxed, feels comfortable. And that first thum, right? So two things. Obviously, you want to get the technique of it right, but also the time, right? So we talked about how this is 1 and, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 10. So I would start there. The next one we're going to look at is another Escobilla melody, right? Which is this one. And again, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'll notice I have this finger down on the F and I don't need to. It's habit, and it's in case I'm doing other things. So don't worry too much about that, but I do kind of recommend, because we're going to start here, and because a lot of time we're playing this kind of thing, or we might land on this chord. It's just feels like a good habit to have this finger here, even though we don't strictly need it for what we're doing right now. So again, what we're going to do, the basic melody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? A, G sharp, A, G natural, F sharp, G natural, F natural, E, F. And we're going to do basically the same pattern in the right hand. We're going to do 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now here, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course you can resolve to G, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so really mastering this single kind of throwaway sextuplet, I think is really the trick to getting this technique down. And it's really realistically how we use sextuplets most of the time. One last note, there are other rhythms that will use this same right hand arpeggio pattern, right? So for example, in tangos I might do 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing, right? But that's not a sextuplet. Technically, it's the same right hand, right? P-I-M-A-M-I, but I'm doing 1 E and a, 2 E and a, right? So it's a different rhythm. Just wanted to point that out because I don't want you to think of this as a sextuplet just because it's the same right hand pattern, right? Different rhythm, same right hand. The great thing about these sextuplets is they will really kind of up your compás game, right? When you're playing the simple stuff, you're here, and you throw them in here, right? It's sort of the beginning of much more sophisticated compás that you can play just by throwing in these little sextuplets in your Soleá.